Hey, g'day, it's Peter here. Just thought I'd give you a quick update on my layout. I've done a little bit and I've changed my mind on basically the whole thing. From what you saw, I've laid the track, got it all down, and I'll be straight up honest, my bench work was that bad, that my train track was that bad, that my steamers hated it, my longer carriages hated it. A couple of diesels would go around it, but it was just continuous derailments and slightly too tight curves, even though they were supposed to fit. Basically, all in all, I started bad from the ground up. I started with bad bench work. I should have put more 40 in my bench work, and it just kept snowballing from there. So what I've decided to do is I am totally starting again, right down to the carpet. Well, actually not the carpet, that's staying. I am pulling everything apart. I can pretty much use most of the wood. The only thing I'll have to buy is new legs, because I want to go something a little bit bigger, slightly more sturdier, but also bigger because I can cut some recesses in them so they can take a bit of the weight, and a little bit of tabletop. So the whole room's going to start again. I'm going to start with a 2-shelf layout. I'm going to have my first layout, my first shelf I should say, basically at the height that this was, 100 millimeters off the ground. It was a nice height, and then roughly 1400. I'm still debating whether that's enough or not. It'll be a second shelf, about half the width. It will be made big enough to at least run a second track around. That'll give me a much longer main line as well, because the one thing with the size of this room is a 10-car train was back to where it started way too quickly. So I'll have 2 levels. I'm going around room twice. To get up there, I'm thinking about, well, I don't have room for a helix in here. If I did that, there wouldn't be room for anything else. I'm going to try and run the trains around the edge of the room at a 2% grade continuous. I've worked out I'm going to need about 20 meters of extra track for one line. Now I want to do 2 lines, maybe 4, because I want to keep it double line or double track all the way up and all the way down. Now to get them up, it'll be 2 tracks up and down, 2 tracks down. I'm not sure, it may have to be single. I'm going to build the bench work first and then see what I've actually got to run with that. So that's my quick update. Thanks to all the people that have said g'day and subscribed on YouTube, by the way. I have been a bit lazy and not got back to it. A lot of other things going on as well. So yeah, in this next week, I'll start ripping all this track apart. I've kept myself a main double line because, if you can hear in the background, I've finally got my DCC, and I even have 2 sound locos. I don't know if you can hear them, but we've got a big boy, Athengenesis big boy with sound, rumbling away in the background, and I've also picked up a BLI model. It's a AC600, and that's in the background as well. I'll give you a closer look at those in a sec, and that's also got sound. So now I've got to learn what to do with DCC. First thing I want to do is, which I agree with a lot of people, is turn the sounds way down. I think they're too loud. I can't stand watching other people's YouTube videos, and I have to turn the sound almost off because the sound of the trains overpowers everything. So yeah, I'll be doing that, and then I'll start learning about speed matching and all that sort of stuff and whatnot, because the big boy's a little bit funny. I think you can learn to get your chuffs in sync with the sound as well. Oh sorry, the chuffs in sync with your wheels, so we'll go with that as well. But yeah, anyway, I'll show you these engines really quickly. So there's going to be an edit somewhere about here when I work out how to do that. So we'll have a look at these engines. Okay, here's my first engine. It's my BNSF AC600 with sound. It's a BLI model, and I love it. It's a ripper of a little engine. Where's my controller? I do not mind this at all. I haven't even programmed it in. That is how lazy I've been. Well, not even lazy, but other stuff I've got to work out. And so yes, I need to now watch lots of YouTube videos. But for one speed step, I sort of like that. I'm thinking that this will be my speed step matcher, or my what do you call it, speed match. Like I'm going to try and get speakers and everything on most of my stuff close to that. I'm actually loving this one a lot. It does everything I want it to do. And it comes with sound. Picked it up off eBay for, I think it was about $360, or was it $260? I can't remember now, I'd have to go back and check. But I do love it. There's something else I've got which does not have sound. Let's just stop him right there. Turn the bell off. I've also got this one. This is a Pennsylvania. It's a 2882. A nice big beautiful steam loco as well. Now this is DCC. It came DCC ready, and I had a spare DCC decoder which came with another train. Unfortunately, it's one of the cheap Bachmann ones, and it used to buzz. Like when I connected it up, it buzzed like crazy. But sitting in this one, you can't hear it as much, but it will be replaced. So I've got this beautiful steam train as well. Then, just to go with that, because as a lot of you I've already been told, steam is what I'm going for. I like the steam, even though the diesels are, I'm going to have everything the way it's looking. I'm going to stop buying trains and really get some track work sorted out, which I will be doing. But I've also got, which is coming out about now, here she comes, whoops. Let's try forward. My Athearn Genesis big boy. The only thing I'm not liking about this one is the actual headlight. That's on right now and you can hardly see it. The camera picks it up. Very hard to see with eyes. It's very dull. And if you look down inside it, it's actually square because it's reflecting off a mirror. Let's turn this down. What I would like to do is somehow replace that headlight with a much brighter one. And even the number boards, they're just really bright yellow blurs. I would love to replace the lights in this one. If anyone has, or knows someone that has, a link would be great. But they're my 3 big time scores. So I'm really happy with those. And I've got a video which I've got to play around with to edit out, which is some of my local homegrown trains. Up on the top here, I've got my Lima B classes and S classes. They're all still DC. They'll need conversion. I'm thinking, I believe it's Proto 2000 chassis that they take, or with a bit of modification that pretty much are the same. So I'll probably end up getting 4 of those and popping them on and DCCing them that way. But I've got a video of all 4 of these running around on the track before I started taking it apart again. And as with DC, they're going full pelt. I sort of call it the Great Train Race, so I'll probably put that video up soon too. Anyway guys, thank you very much, and I hopefully will be back in a week or 2 with updated pictures and video. I might even show you what the room looks like empty again. But until then, talk to you all soon.